Hey, welcome back, my friends. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Addicted to Gear. That clip that you heard at the top of the segment was this guitar with a set of SSH pickups from Porter Pickups. Now, I love the Suhr Standard Pro, and you've probably seen me playing this in the past with the stock pickups that came preloaded from the factory. Now, although those pickups do sound great, they weren't exactly what I was looking for. If I can put it into words, those pickups sounded a little bit too hi-fi sounding, and they just were not as bitey and quacky, and they weren't the type of Strat sound that I wanted to have in this guitar. It was more of a modern sound to the single coils, and the SSH in the bridge overpowered them, in my opinion. So in order for me to get the sound I wanted out of this guitar, I contacted Brian at Porter Pickups because Brian really does know his stuff. And I basically explained to him what I was after in terms of an SSH configuration, and he came up with a suggestion of 3 individual pickups that weren't necessarily designed as a set, but he felt pretty confident that they would work well in this guitar. Now, the tricky thing about installing an SSH configuration and trying to figure out which pickups would work well together, it's an art in itself. It really is hard to come up with a set of pickups that work well when they haven't been designed necessarily as a set. So let's talk about these pickups a little bit so you know what we're dealing with here. So Brian calls the bridge pickup here in this configuration a blender pickup. And the reason why is because he's taken the best characteristics of 2 different humbucker pickups that he makes, the Anthem and the Classic, and he's blended it into one. And this pickup basically is a Alnico 5 pickup, and the wiring is 43 gauge wire, which basically allows him to wind a few more wraps to make the pickup a little bit more aggressive. I don't know if that's the right word. I would call it bite. You can actually get a bit more bite out of it. Now, this pickup does sound a little darker in comparison to the single coil pickups in the guitar, but that's kind of what I was after because I don't like a harsh bridge pickup, and usually, especially in the bridge position, they tend to be a little bit more on the harsh side. So I ended up getting this pickup, and I believe it works very well with the other 2. So the magic happens here in the single coil area because in the bridge position you do have a lot more bite and output, so you want to balance the single coils as much as you can. I was after that Stratty sound, so Brian suggested I go with a vintage custom for the neck pickup here, and the vintage custom is using Alnico 5 magnets, and the poles on the pickups are not staggered, so they're flat with a little bit of a bevel around the edge of them, and they do have a vintage bobbin. It's using vintage bobbin material, and I'll show you by putting up a picture of the gut shot of the underside of my pick guard when I was doing the installation, so you can see what they look like there. Though these pickups are not high output, they're about 5 or 6K, so there is a big difference in output between the single coil and the bridge pickups, but I find that it works well because it does give me a lot of tonal possibilities. Now, the middle pickup is the pickup that I enjoy most out of this set because it just sounds great. It's a 1960s style pickup, and the poles on this pickup are staggered. They're not beveled. Alnico 5 magnets as well, and always about the same 5 to 6K range for the output. And I don't usually gravitate towards the middle pickup in a Strat. I usually go to the neck or the bridge, but in this case I find that the middle pickup just shines. It really does sound great. So between the 3, there's really not a sound that I'm missing in my palette. I really have the ability to go through a whole bunch of sounds from modern to more of a vintage sounding, more mellow or spanky. It's all in here. So Brian did a fantastic job with these individual pickups, and I think they work really well as a set. So without further ado, let me just play some sound clips for you so you can hear for yourself. And I'm not going to bury it in a mix or anything like that. I'm going to play some really boring passages, but I want you to really listen to the sounds as I switch between the bridge, middle, and neck position on the guitar, so you can hear the difference between the different settings. And then I'll throw in a little overdrive pedal. I'm playing through my Fender Supersonic 22 on the clean channel, and I'm just using a little bit of a Plimsoll overdrive pedal for the drive, and I'm recording it through a Fathead ribbon mic. And so you'll be able to get a good idea of what these pickups can do. So I hope you can hear the different tones, the variation in tones that I was getting in those clips. I really was amazed by how much flexibility that you can get out of these pickups for a lot of different sounds. And so Brian did it again. He saved this guitar. I was considering maybe trading the guitar for something else just because I was having a hard time getting the right pickups in it. But I find that these pickups really do make me enjoy playing this guitar again. So thank you very much, Brian. I really do appreciate your input and direction to pointing me to the right pickups for this guitar. Now, if you guys are looking for great pickups, I highly recommend you check out Brian's website, Porter Pickups. I'll put the link down in the description below. He has a lot of great sound samples. His website is very well laid out, very informative, and has a really great selector if you don't know what you're searching for, or if you're not sure of what pickup will give you the sound you're looking for. He has it all laid out very, very clearly there. It's a great website, and so you should definitely check it out if you're looking for any kind of pickup. And don't be shy to contact Brian directly. You know, he's very good with the communication, and he can help you make that selection if you're unsure. Now, that's it for today, guys. I really do appreciate the fact that you guys are tuning in regularly to watch my channel. If you do like the content that I'm producing here, please consider subscribing. I really do appreciate that. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate, because I'm always willing to answer any questions that you may have. There'll be more great videos coming your way, so don't forget to hit the little bell icon if you want to be notified whenever I post new videos. In the meantime, guys, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned, keep rocking. We'll be back.